Still a little bit on the bottom, the collagen powder. So it's got the little round thing in there that, you know, the wire thing that just supposed to shake it all up. Anyway, it's shaken up. My car is actually warm, so I probably can start driving. But I have to put the phone down because we can't hold the phone and drive. It's just not acceptable, okay? Just saying. So guys, this morning we're going to see sunrise. Ooh, I don't know if we're going to see sunrise. It's kind of raining, but we're not scared of rain, right? Because, you know, rain or shine. We got to rain. We got to rain. We got to walk. No, we don't have to. I mean, but when I did that 30K walk for mental health for Coast Track, which is like 18 miles, it rained. So the moral of my story is, you know, it is okay to walk in the rain. I have a raincoat. I have an umbrella. I have a hat on my head. I don't even have to do a live. I could put the phone in my pocket and just walk in the rain. But anyway, we are going to put you down. I will talk to you while I drive, but as I said, I can't hold you. Oh yes, but we're also doing a travel story. We're going to continue on the travel story from yesterday. So yesterday we were inspired by my friend Jazz Nomad. Hey, how you going? So yesterday I was inspired on my live yesterday where I was rebounding from home. I was telling you a travel story about kindness of strangers when you're traveling, right? I'm a travel channel. So hello, how you going? Dave, g'day mate. It's my morning. It is 6:23 a.m. in Australia. Dave, what time is it for you in America? And Alper, I'm a bit cross-eyed here. I can't actually see. Where are you from? I'm from Australia, mate. Hence my accent. Let's see if my partner gives me a little kissy here. Oh.
You didn't put the rubbish out still.
You stick your head in. Mwah. See you, babe. Dave, that's my partner. That's oh, there he's, oh no. He's just walking behind my car. Okay, so I'm gonna put the phone down. I'm gonna be back in a second, okay? I will be talking to you guys. Hey Nina, I'll be talking to you guys, but I can't hold the phone, okay? So just bear with me. We've got a 5-minute walk, 5-minute drive, and then we're gonna go to the beach, okay? And then I'm gonna tell a travel story from Bali. Okay, I'll put you down. How are you, my friend? I'm great. Okay, we'll open that roof for you, the moon roof. All right, let's go. So I'm here, guys, okay? Not going anywhere. I'm just put you down. So I live about 5 minutes away from the beach. If I get stuck on a light, well, maybe it takes me 6 minutes, but it's not that far. It is Wednesday morning, guys, here in Australia. I'm in southeast Queensland, so about 30 minutes from Brisbane. A lot of people don't know a lot about Australia, as in, like, if they come to Australia, they go straight to Brisbane. Sorry, they go straight to Sydney and Melbourne. That's the places that most people come when they go to Australia. Little Brisbane is in the state of Queensland, and yeah, that's where I live. I've always lived in Queensland, but I'm actually half Indonesian, guys. So my mum is Indonesian, my dad is Australian. I don't know if you knew that, Dave. So while we're driving, I have some green juice. So I'm half Indonesian. So the travel story I'm going to tell you today is when I was flying to see my family in Indonesia. So I don't know if you know much about Indonesia, but it's a big country. It is a beautiful country. It is a third world country. It's an eye-opener. It's a food magnet. There's a lot of really good food in Indonesia. A lot of good travel spots to go to Indonesia. But most people, when they think of Indonesia, they think of Bali, right? My mum's family's not from Bali. They're from Sumatra. Sumatra is the biggest island on the islands of Indonesia. So Indonesia has a lot of islands, guys. I don't know if you've ever looked at a map of Indonesia. It's not just one country of Bali, because a lot of people think that Indonesia is just Bali. So everyone's heard of Bali because Bali is like the digital nomad capital of the world, I think now. It's just everyone lives in Bali. that does digital marketing because it's cheaper to stay there. So guys, I am here. I'm just waving at you. It's cheaper to stay there, cheaper to live. But yeah, anyway. But my story today is going to be about generosity of strangers. So Jazz Nomad TV is my mate she lives in the UK. She's from Gaborone originally. She's a proud African lady and we love her. She's at the moment traveling. She's a solo traveler, solo backpacker traveler, like myself. So I love solo backpacking. And she's backpacking. At the moment, she's literally in Lyon and she's about to travel to Spain to meet up with two different people she's friends with on the YouTube community. One of them is one of my friends, Marie. Meditation Motivation with Marie is a meditation channel that I subscribe to, and I've made friends with the creator of that channel, which is Marie, and she's living in Spain. But if you're into like a 5-minute, 10-minute guided meditation, you should definitely check out Meditation Motivation with Marie. Very, very good meditations. I even shared one on my community post from yesterday morning that I did. I did a 10-minute one and it was amazing. It was very blissful. But yeah, my friend Jazz was doing a live 2 days ago and was talking about generosity of strangers, like when you travel, and like especially when you're on a budget. Like when you're a backpacker, you are on a budget, right? Because money doesn't grow on trees. If you don't have a sugar daddy, if you're not a trust fund baby, if you're not, have a really high paying job. And let's face it, if you had a high-paying job, you're not probably going to go traveling that often because you're in a high-paying job. That comes with the territory of these stressful jobs. Okay, we're just parking, guys. I'm going to show you the beach. Let's see if anyone's still there. Who's there? Hey, Cannon, how you going? Matt, how you going, Matt? Jimbo, hey Jimbo, how you going? We're at the beach, mate. Look. It's a bit rainy though. So let's test the rain out, okay? Let's see. Let's see if any drops come on the car. Not that we care that much, right? All right, guys. I think we're safe, right? All right. Turn your car off. Ugh. Show you what we're dealing with, guys, this morning. Oof. Listen to the sounds of the waves today. Woof. Only little waves. So this is where the sunrise is supposed to be, but there's no sunrise. It's behind clouds. It's very cloudy. I'm surprised it hasn't come out, actually. So it's 6:30 a.m. and the sunrise was supposed to be at 6:17 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, so it hasn't come out. It's very interesting. So guys, it is chilly this morning. Okay. We probably need to have a raincoat, just saying. All right, let me so in the back of my car, I have all the tricks, right? I have snake kit, backpack, hats, raincoat, towels. Oh, yes, we need to do one of these, guys. Whoops. So let's start off our walk, guys, with a bit of positive affirmation. So these are Be Happy cards I got from a friend's gift shop that was closing down. So they've not been opened. Need to open it up. There we go. Be happy. Let's just start this positive walk with a Be Happy card. Now, can we read this? All right, let me read it. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Think about that for a second, guys. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. I'm not perfect, but I'm wonderful. Jim, you're not perfect, but you're wonderful. Who else is in the chat that I know here right this minute? Dave, are you still there? Dave, you're not perfect, but you're wonderful. Guys, strangers in the chat that haven't met me before, I'm Dora. That card said, things don't have to be perfect to be wonderful. So like, yeah, we don't have to be perfect. Take the pressure off yourself, right? Okay, do we need a raincoat? Oh, let's see what other people are walking with. People are walking with umbrellas. I did spot a rain. Okay, let's put the raincoat on, okay, guys? I'm going to lean you up against the snake kit. Oops. I love this raincoat, guys. I'm not really about brands, guys. I normally buy all my clothes from an op shop. But some things you need to buy good, right? This is a rain jacket by Columbia. It's not fully like rainproof. It's a shower-proof jacket. But I love it. I love the colour. So yeah, I'm a colour person. And it's the colour of the ocean, Jim. That's why I love it. Oh, all right. It's got a hoodie. It's got pockets. Yeah, I like this jacket. So if you stay tuned, we're going to do a jumping for joy to start the walk off. All right. Do a shake. Hello, how you going? All right, we've got to get some of our stuff out of the car, like keys and water. We have buckets, just in case we find rubbish. Hello. Hello. Can I pat you? Oh, how cutie. Hello, darling. It's all right. Hello. Cute. I don't have a dog, guys, anymore. I love dogs. You know, you're either a dog person or you're a cat person. What are you guys in the chat? Are you a dog person or a cat person? So we have a battery pack because I always run out of charge when I'm walking because I'm doing a live. I'm going to close the moonroof. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got a bottle of water. Just bear with me, guys. Just talk amongst yourself for a second, okay? I'm trying to get myself organised. Keys, green juice. Okay, one more thing that we need. So my car's like the adventure mobile, right? I have, you know, all my little bits and pieces. One thing I've got in the back of my car. Just give me a second. These doggy bags. I don't have a dog, but these are dog poo bags. Read that? These are great. I'm going to put my battery charger, my keys in it. That way, when I put it in the bucket, it doesn't get wet. Okay, one more thing. Just stay there. We're going to use these guys. Yes, people say that you can use the little things that go in your ears, but you've got to charge those suckers. I find it hard enough charging my phone, let alone charging, you know, these things. These things might get tangled up, but they're much easier for me personally. And, you know, there are some reports that those things that you put in your ears are playing with your brain. I'm just saying. I'm one of those conspiracy theorists, all right? All right, so let's go. All right, we're good. I've got my bits and pieces. Lock the car. All right. Okay, let's do it. So guys, we are in southeast Queensland, a place called Redcliffe, the Redcliffe Peninsula, and this is Moreton Bay. So I was doing a live here 2 days ago and it was completely flat and sunny. So it's a completely different atmosphere this morning. All right. Hey Stevie. Hey Matt. Matt, where are you from? Shadow or red guy from... Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay, I'm back down here. Hey, Susan. So Susan, completely different day today, right? Oh my gosh. Completely different day. I do see a pelican. We might get rained on, but that's why we have a raincoat on. I just realised I put my headphones on and I'm going to do a jumping for joy. Okay, we're still going to do it anyway. We're just going to do it with... Oh, the tide's coming up. All right. We might go back a bit. All right, put you down, guys. Okay. That gives me energy, right? I don't know if you watched me yesterday. I was doing rebounding. Like, jumping is really good for you. Like, when did we lose our spirit, our child spirit, right? I'm 50 now, guys, and I still jump around, I skip, I dance. You know, I'm not a child, but I found my childlike qualities again. So like, okay, can you hear me? Saying like, what happened to us that we lost our childlike spirit? Yes, we do grow up and we have to adult, get jobs and all that stuff, you know. But like, you know, we can still jump for joy on the beach or jump for joy or do star jumps. That's what I'm doing, a star jump, right? Effectively. I just call it jumping for joy. Because it brings me joy. People watching me laugh when they see me jumping. My friends laugh when I post it on my Facebook page. Hopefully it made you laugh. Okay, so this is the other reason why we carry a bucket, because we pick up rubbish off the beach. So that poor animals like turtles. Whoa, oh yeah, yikes. There's turtles out here, guys. Like big turtles and dolphins. You know, and pelicans are out here. We always see our pelicans. But this, you know, they'll eat this stuff. Can you imagine that in a turtle's stomach? Yeah. If you have the opportunity, pick up rubbish, because you don't want animals picking that stuff up. Oh dear, I'm going to be picking up rubbish for a while, I think, guys. Okay. Mary, how you going, Mary? So guys, okay, let me do a bit of an introduction, because I've been, you know, trying to... You missed my jumping for joy, Mary? I don't know if you did see it. I don't know. But let me introduce you guys. I know some of you guys are very good at introducing yourselves, okay? You're welcome to do that. This place is a safe place for you guys to have a chat. Obviously, I'm going to tell you a travel story today, but let me introduce a few guys. So, who do we have? I don't know how many people we've gotten alive. Okay, so you saw my jumping for joy. Okay, excellent, Mary. So Mary is my friend. I met Mary on a live, and so guys, I am very distracted, like picking up rubbish. So how about I just stay still for a second, and I can introduce myself, or introduce you guys, should I say? You know, I'm Dora, right? I'm walking on the beach. I love having a chat. So Mary, I met Mary on a live, and she's put here YMCA because, you know, the dance YMCA. Well, I jumped on a live, the Source 479, which is my friend Doran. He lives in Maui. He does a lot of lives and he's really good at connecting people in community, right? So he invited me on the live and Mary was on the live. So I met Mary and naturally I said, because I love to dance, I said, and there was someone, Jim, a guy called Jim, he was playing music on a guitar. I said, we should do a dance. And he goes, oh, I know YMCA. I went, let's do a YMCA dance. So that's how I met Mary. So Mary also does, so Mary is Blessed to Crochet, and she also has another channel called Blessings to Connect, I think, is that correct? But what I'm trying to say, she's on Blessed to Crochet right this minute. She is Mary, that's why I call her Mary, and she's from America. I believe she's from America, and she does a lot of lives. She does. Okay, I'm not being disrespectful, but Mary reminds me of a grandmother, just so warm and like I know that if I ran into her on the street, she'd run up and give me a hug and say, "Hey, Dora," and give me a big hug. Those people are really important people in your life. Like they are positive people. Mary is a lady of Christ. She believes in the Lord. So if you go to her channel, you'll find she does a lot of lives. She also does a lot of those lives with nice music. So, you know, you can go into her lives and relax. So, like, if you are sleeping and you wanted to play some nice music in the background, you could turn her live on. But sometimes she also is in the live where she likes to, you know, to promote you. Like, she's promoted me on her channel, talking about my channel. She's also promoted me on her posts. She did a short of our dance of the YMCA. Yeah, she's a great connector. That's why her other channel is called Blessings to Connect. She connects people. Okay, so if you're interested in seeing, you know, her channel, check her out. I'll make her a moderator so she can put some stuff in, you know, like she can share her channel. But guys, I always say this, like, don't sub for sub, guys. Like, sub for sub's just a waste of time. Like, if you want to grow your channel, it's great to have numbers, but like, don't subscribe to me if you think, you know, like you're just helping me out. Don't do that. Please subscribe to me if you want to actually look at my videos. Like, I'm here for long form videos, for shorts. I love doing lives at the moment, but I am going to be doing back to being long form videos. My last long form video was me dancing around my bedroom and then going to Ibiza, and how dancing in my bedroom basically got to me to the island of Ibiza, which is in Spain. So I'm a travel channel. I love to adventure, hence why I'm on the beach and it's raining. It's just me. So yeah, like I said, don't sub for sub, guys. Sub because you want to actually follow their channel. It's okay to go check out people's channels. You don't need to sub if you don't want to. But if you feel aligned, sub, right? I always say that, like, sub people that you actually want to follow. Blessings Through Connections is the other channel she has. Okay, the next person is Mainly Off Grid. Oh, so Jim's got here, I sub to you for your positivity. Oh, that's lovely. And look, again, different reasons for different subs, right? And look, Mainly Off Grid is my friend Jim. So Jim is awfully off grid living, right? And guess what? Jim loves a beer. Hey, Jim, you love a cerveza, don't you? Mwah. Cerveza, por favor. Hey, Jim, on your live the other day, so the guys were talking about Forex Gold. Forex. See the Forexes? There you go, connection. Forex. And it's rubbish and I'm picking it off the beach. No, it's good beer, actually. So Jim loves the beach. He loves the beach, he does. But he loves a beer and he does these amazing lives. Again, he's connection. He likes to connect people. But he's funny, right? He's got a whole group of guys that seem to get together on a Friday or Saturday night on a live, drink beer, talk shit. No, I'm saying that in a positive way. Talk shit, right? And, you know, just have a laugh. And the last live I got on, he was challenging people to like the live. If he got up to 50 likes, he would drive his Lambo. And I'm like, does this guy have a Lamborghini? Like, I don't know. Like, his name is Mainly Off Grid. Does he have a Lamborghini? I'm like, I think he's joking, right? So anyway, he got to 50 likes and he starts his tractor up, and it's a racing red color. So it was very funny. So again, if you like off-grid living, have a check out Mainly Off-Grid. I love off-grid living. That brings me to my next favorite person. There's a lot of favorite people, okay, right? You're all favorite people, okay? But there's some people that are more favorite, okay? Like my friend High Country Homestead. She's from the Alps of Victoria. So Victoria is a state in Australia. She's like a few states away from me. She also does homesteading, off-grid living. And I'm partial to Susan because she's Australian. Plus, we've connected off the platform too. So, I always encourage people that, if you make friends with people here, go off the platform. I know YouTube don't like that. They want you to stay on the platform. But, if there's more to life than YouTube, just say, okay? Anyway, so I really like Susan. We've got the same ethos in kind of a lot of things. But what we would find on Susan's channel, like her last short was about wombats, guys. Do you know the Australian wombat? I think they're gorgeous, but they're actually a menace on Susan's property. She has cows and alpacas. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Oh my gosh. This stuff is so bad on the beach, guys. Got to get it off. We might actually have to go to a bin stop soon because we've got too much rubbish. Okay, so Susan posts about her off-grid living. Like, she collects the eggshells from her chickens and she grinds them up and then she puts them in her chicken feed so that, the calcium from the eggshells helps the chicken eggs and helps the chickens. So that's amazing. Like, if that interests you, like, I love off-grid living. Like, if I had a choice, well, not if I had a choice. I love where I live. I live in suburbia, right? Like, I don't live in a high rise like this. On the beach, they always have high rises. But I live in a normal house. But I do have some, like, I grow my own vegetables. Not all of them, but some of them. So I love off-grid living. So, yeah, if that's something you'd like to look at, then you should look at High Country Homestead. Okay? Now, guys, are we going to get wet? No, we're not going to get wet. We're just going to go through here. Oh, and just pick up some more containers. Oh my God, what is going on today, guys? Anyone lose a shoe? All right. Jesus. Okay, so it's a bit wild out there. So I think when it's been this wild, it's brought in all the rubbish. Okay, there's a bin up there. Let's get rid of this, eh? Because I don't want to carry all this around, guys. Just saying. It's heavy. Oh, this is the problem, guys. I get so distracted because I cannot deal with rubbish on the beach. Like, I just feel so sorry for the animals that will eat that. I know it's not, my fault initially, but we're all part of the problem, guys. Like, the rubbish that we use ends up in the bins. It flies out of the bins. It flies into the storm drains, and it comes out these storm drains into the ocean. So, they do try to promote, the minimalistic life, like not using so much plastic, not using so much, buy. Like, if you look at Susan's channel, and I'm thinking Jim from Mainly Guy. Mainly Guy. I don't know your channel's names completely, guys. I just know your names, Jim. But, I bet you if you looked at their channels, they're talking about, minimum, like not using so much plastic. Like, for example, Susan, she doesn't just go down the street to buy a pack of lollies. She hardly leaves her property because she grows a lot of her stuff that she cooks and eats. And so she wouldn't be using like all this plastic. And I bet you any money, she's got a child. I bet you any money she didn't feed them this stuff. Just saying. That somehow ends up in the beach. Oh man, I'm gonna have to wash my whole bucket. That's why I had my keys and my battery pack in there, because this is what happens. I get all this rubbish. It's disgusting, guys. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Ugh. Okay, is anything else? More rubbish. Lollies. Alright, now we need to wash our hands and our bucket and everything. Okay, what do we do here? Okay, this is what we do. Put that back in there. Put that back in there. Okay. So sometimes there's not so much rubbish on the beach, guys, and I don't get so distracted walking along picking it up. And also the other thing is I'm not the only person that does this. A lot of people walk along the beach and pick up the rubbish. So sometimes by the time I walk along the beach, it's already picked up. So that's why, yeah, you don't often see me picking up rubbish all the time, but sometimes you will. This is one of those days. Okay. So this is what happens. Don't press this one, otherwise you get wet. Press this one. Learn from my experience. Okay. I'm trying to wash my green juice bottle now. Oops. Because it's all got, weird rubbish juice all over my drinks now. Okay. Alright, guys. You know what we're going to do for a second? So I need to drink my juice. It's annoying me that I'm not drinking my juice. So let me go over here so I don't get distracted for like 2 minutes. I'll introduce the rest of your channels. Because I do sometimes miss people out. Like I know I was introducing people yesterday and I missed a few out. I don't mean to miss people out, it's just that sometimes you get right. Alright. Okay, now we're a bit better. Okay, so who else have we got out there? Let me try to engage for a little bit, okay? Okay, so Mary and Susan, I think they're already connected, aren't they? So I've talked about Mary, I've talked about Susan, I've talked about... Okay, so Susan's replying, saying about I don't make baby food. She goes, I used to freeze, cordial, whatever, fruit and harvest, and I do that throughout the year. Cool. Okay, speaking eggs, I sent the eggs incubator going yes. Oh, you got the egg incubator going yesterday. So hopefully in 24 days we'll have little chicklings. That is so exciting. Oh, Mary, and you have to obviously video the whole thing of that because obviously little chicklets. That is so cute. We've done that once. My mum gave us eggs because like that's a good question to ask you, Susan. You live off grid, so does my mum, and her incubator it uses a lot of power. So she actually sends it down to us. It's on grid, and then we plug it in, and then incubate for her. So what do you do? Do you have like a really good solar system? I'm just curious because you're talking about incubation. Good question to ask. I know this is off topic, but this is okay because I believe that off-grid living is something that we all need to get on board with. Like even if you live in suburbia, you can get on board like in ways. I know that I use electricity, I'm attached to water and sewage and all that stuff. But we can grow a few bits and pieces of food, and it's a great experience. And I think that we should be teaching our young people how to do that. So I teach I don't have children. I'm not planning to have children. It's probably too late for me to have children anyway. But my niece is 7 years old, and she comes over, and I teach her how to do these. I mean, my sister does a little bits and pieces, but like I show her how to, get the eggs out, and we wash the eggs, and then, we make a scrambled eggs, and we use everything from the garden to make a scrambled egg lunch, a breakfast. And it's a novelty that in, suburban living, people don't think you can do. That's not just for off-grid living people. I'm not taking away from homesteading and off-grid living, but if you don't have 360 acres like Susan, she lives on a massive property. But even if you live in suburbia, you can do little bits and pieces of homestead living. Like, just say, if you want to. Anyway. So yeah, asking the question, Susan, how do you incubate? Mike. Hello, Mike. I need to talk about Mike next. Okay, so while Susan will answer that question, let's talk about Mike's channel, right? So Mike Sparks Adventures. I know you guys in the chat have met him before, some of you guys. Some of you guys are just connected now. I think Mary just said he's connected to you. So Mike is a guy that I just met a couple of weeks ago. I met him in the comment of someone else's channel, right? So I got into the chat or the comments, and then I went over to his page and checked out his page. You see, he had adventure in his channel name. So I thought, I wonder what he's about, right? A good chance he's about adventures, right? So I went over to his channel and I saw like some shorts and some videos on this lake, and he was walking along these rock walls, and there's water, and there's this there was like some kind of boardwalk, like some kind of platform, and these kids were jumping on it. It was really cool. It was really interesting. So it caught my attention, right? So I put a couple of comments. I don't know if I actually subscribe straight away. So guys, I don't subscribe to everyone straight away, right? Anyway, I went back and did my day, and then Mike came over to my channel and started responding to my channel, and watched a few videos. He actually watched a lot of videos, so thank you, Mike. And he got into my channel, like he actually asked questions. He was actually interested, not just these comments that go like 33. That doesn't mean anything to me. That's great that you like my channel, but like, did you watch it? Like, engage, guys. Be a human, engage. So Mike was human. I said, hey, thanks. I appreciated the comments, and I went over back to his channel, watched another video. Did a couple more, purposeful comments, right? Purposeful, not like subscribe to me too, nothing like that. But I did say, hey, I've subscribed to your channel. I like your channel. So he subscribed, obviously, and we've now become friends. He's jumped on my lives. He just said to me that he's alive on a Sunday night. Is that right, Mike? So I probably need to work that out, what time that is in my time zone. Because Mike is from Minnesota, guys. He's a fellow American, because a lot of you guys are fellow Americans. I'm Australian, so obviously I'm a long, long way from you guys. But he's from Minnesota. He's originally from Colorado, actually, just a fun fact. But he loves fishing. So if you like fishing, you like adventure, you like the ocean, check him out, okay? Again, don't sub for sub, guys. Sub because you want to watch his channel and support him. Okay, just saying. So guys, if you have a look out here, there's people swimming. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, see the arm? There's people swimming. Okay, so Susan's got, I did not answer the question, Dora. I have a lot of solar. Okay. I did presume my mum. So fun fact about my mum. She is, okay, I'm half Indonesian. My mum is Indonesian, my dad's Australian. So my mum lives on 2.5 acres. So it's only a hobby farm, but it's still a farm, right? She's purely off grid, no power, no sewerage. She has a phone line coming in so that she can get phone and internet. I'm sure that's what Susan does too, I'm sure. Do you do that, Susan? Because, I mean, it is, a safety thing. As I said, my mum is single mother. Single mum. She's a single lady living on the land by herself. She's 75, turning 76 this year. So Susan is she's a single mum living on the land. She's over 50. So she's also, similarities there. I'm not saying that you're my mum, Susan, but like the similarities, like my mum is very much, living the off-grid life. That was an ethos that my father wanted. He bought the farm when he semi-retired from teaching many, many years ago in a place called Mullaney. And Mullaney back in the day was like just a little country town on top of a mountain. Now it's like it's crazy. Everyone wants to buy property in Mullaney. Everyone is buying little blocks in Mullaney up in the mountains. So they might live in the mountains, but they have little blocks. So, it is what it is. It's very expensive. My mum's land is probably worth quite a bit of money now.
But again, it's only worth the value if you sold it. She lives on it, so there's no, like, there's value in it, but only if she sold it. So she's not going to sell it, right? Um, but yeah, she's a tight ass. I mean, but like, when I say tight ass, she's on a pension, right? So she doesn't have a lot of money. She didn't have a high powering job that she had lots of super or anything like that. So I should probably take that back. She's not a tight ass. She's living within her means. But what she does do, completely opposite to my father. My father was also, wasn't a millionaire. So I don't come from a wealthy family. They're just middle income, right? They both worked in their days, but my dad believed that if you buy one product, buy it a good product. Don't buy a shit product because it won't last. Like, for example, just generalizing here, if you buy a product from China, right, it probably won't last that long. It'll be cheap and nasty, and then you'll have to buy it again. So you might have to buy that product 3 times the value if you bought it once of a good brand. So that's my dad's ethos. My mum's ethos is to buy it cheap and nasty. So she buys these cheap and nasty batteries or inverters, and they don't last. So she'll go through winter in the mountains, and it's cloudy and foggy, and she will have no power because the inverter packed up or the batteries died. So that's probably why Susan probably invests in really good, batteries and solar systems, because you don't want to stuff with that. That's your livelihood. That's your light, I guess, should I say. So I'm from 2 different worlds. As I said, my mum is like that. She's still like that. My dad is no longer with us, but I probably definitely have a bit of half and half. I can be cheap and nasty, and then I can also be expensive and sassy. If that makes any sense. Anyway, that's a bit about that. Now, what has Susan said here? I can't get the pension due to the land size. Are you serious? So when I say I have 337, oh, well, I make $337 a month from eggs. It's really all I make. So watch every penny. What are you telling me? Because your land is that big, you cannot get the pension? Is that bullshit? I mean, I know you're not bullshitting, but is that like, I've never heard that before. So you're saying your land is so big, they think you're that wealthy, you're asset wealthy, land value. That is shit. Okay, so this is like, I knew Susan. She does a barter system. So basically, for example, she needs wood. Like, she lives in the mountains. It's cold. Right? In Victoria, it's freezing cold. Today's a bit of a day here, but normally it's sunny, right? So Queensland, sunny state. But where Susan's from, she lives on an alpine mountain, and doesn't leave the land very often because she doesn't need to. She's self-sufficient, right? So in wintertime, she needs wood to stoke her fire to be warm, right? Because again, she's not having air conditioning. She's not putting the heater on, guys. That costs a lot. That uses a lot of power. She doesn't have power. She has solar. So she warms. She has a fire. So she needs to cut down trees. She's 50 something, right? And I'm not saying that she can't do it. She probably does do it sometimes, cut the trees down. But she pays for, like, she doesn't pay for someone. She gets someone to come in, and they do a barter system. This guy cuts the trees down, or this person cuts the trees down, cuts them up into, like, log size for the fire, and then he takes his cut, and then she takes hers. So they're her trees, his manpower. He's taken, like, he's got free, so to speak, wood, but he's done the work for it. Susan's got her tree cut down. She's got her wood cut. It's a playoff. It's like a barter system. So when Susan says she gets 30, is it 37 or 337? Again, I'm cross-eyed when I'm looking at these sometimes. I think that says $37. So when I say I make $37 a month from eggs, this is really all I make. So I watch every penny. Okay, so I think that says 337, not 337. There's a big difference, guys. So again, if that's not enough reason to check out Susan's channel, and we need to help her get monetized. So, I mean, I know Blessed for Connect and Blessed to Connect Crochet is Mary, and she's monetized. But my friend Susan, she lives on the land, right, guys? This is not a like sub for sub thing, but like, check her videos out. It's not about subbing. It's about, you don't even have to sub. Just watch her videos. give us some watch time, guys. Like, if you want to learn about a different lifestyle than yours, watch her videos. Give her a comment. Send her some love because I bet you any money it's tough work working on the farm and you're isolated. Like my mum is isolated. She's lonely. I often ring her like once a day or twice a day and have a chat because she's lonely. So can you imagine if you watch one of Susan's videos and just wrote a really thoughtful comment that Susan comes in, she's working on the land. She does some physical work, guys, right? She's working with the cows, fixing up the fences. She's got an alpaca. She's got lots of chickens. She's come in for lunch and she's like, oh man, this day sucks. It's cold, it's miserable, she's wet. She's not feeling energized. And then she looks at her YouTube and there's a couple of, lovely comments from strangers saying, keep going, Susan, you're doing an amazing job. Can you imagine how that would make her feel? Just saying. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I think I hijacked Mike's when I was talking about Mike Sparks. So Mike's Adventure Sparks. I think I did. I mean, I gave you a good plug, didn't I, Mike? So as I said, Mike is a great supporter of the channel. He's only a new friend, but he's become my friend. We're Instagram friends too, right? So like we've taken off the planet. We've taken it off the channel. Hey guys, we have bush turkeys. So I always like to show you our wildlife here. Bush turkeys. My mum absolutely hates these guys. These guys will dig up everything. Now, I don't say I hate them because I feel sorry for them. Because these guys should be in the bush, right? They're called bush turkeys. They should be in the bush. They're in suburbia. They're stuck here, guys. It's not fair. You're not allowed to touch these guys. You're not allowed to pick them up. You're not allowed to like shoot them. You're not allowed to eat them. You're not allowed to anything, guys. Like they're wild. Like the ibis, they're also another thing that people hate here in Australia. They're affectionately called bin chickens because what they're doing right now is they're scavenging for food. And again, this is not their natural food. They should be out in the bush too. They're eating rubbish from us humans. Look at us. Look at us rubbish here, right, guys? You know, rubbish. Ketchup. Ketchup. That's horrible shit. I mean, there's all this rubbish. I mean, I could stand here all day picking up rubbish, guys. Like, I just can't help myself. It's just disgusting. Actually, question, guys. Do you reckon I could make tomato sauce? Because you saw all those tomatoes that I have in my yard. I'm actually thinking about making my own tomato sauce. Because that's sauce, ketchup, you guys call it in America, is full of a lot of sugar, right? And sugar is not good for you. I know you need to have a little bit of sugar in things, but you don't need to eat that much sugar. So stay tuned. I'm going to Google how to make tomato sauce. Okay, back to where. Oh, Gina, how you going? So Gina's got here. Okay, hold on. Rubbish. Yes, rubbish. There's a lot of rubbish, guys. So Susan's got. I can't work out how to use Instagram. Okay, so guys, we're doing a bit of a shout out while I sit here and drink my juice. Okay, who else have I got in the chat? I've got Miss Gina. You don't like ketchup? Okay, probably because it's full of sugar. Okay, so let me just see because I'll talk about Miss Gina's channel in a second. But is there someone? Ah, Jonathan! Travel by Jonathan and Levi. G'day! Okay, Jonathan is. Are you still there, Jonathan? Because sometimes I can ramble on for a while and then I'm talking about someone and they're not even in the chat anymore. So, Jonathan, are you still there? Yes. What do we got? Right while I drink a beer, laugh. Yes. Okay, guys, I have to talk about Jonathan because I know he'll be off in a second. Okay, I will get to the rest of you guys and talk about you guys. So, guys, I'm just turning this around to show Jonathan where I am. So, I think Jonathan knows he knows I'm from Queensland. So, Jonathan is actually Irish, but he lived in Perth. I think he's back in Ireland. You're back in Ireland, aren't you? But Jonathan has a wonderful channel, Travel by Jonathan and Louis. So Louis is his son. I think I've got that. Jonathan is Jonathan, and I'm talking to Jonathan right now, I think. So he has a travel channel and he's Irish, okay? I think I talked about yesterday in my travel story. So Jonathan, I've been doing a few lives lately because I've been doing lots of travel, um, and I think I've got overloaded or overwhelmed with how much video footage I have, and I've just been procrastinating. So I have about 3 videos on the hop right now, one from Ibiza, one from the Solomon Islands, from Indonesia. So you think I could actually sit down and edit it? No, I'm at the beach walking, doing a live. So that's been my last probably 2 months. So here I am doing lives. Anyway, great to see you, Jonathan. But let me just have a little chat about you because I know you're in Gran Canaria now till correct. Okay. This guy travels everywhere, right? I am in like awe of you, mate. Like I'm like I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so guys, sometimes it's really hard to connect with people on, comments, right? Because like Jonathan, he's a busy guy, right? He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's traveling from here to there to everywhere. I'm not joking. This guy travels everywhere. If you go look at his channel, he's everywhere. Okay, just say. But some people you put a comment in the chat and they don't actually respond. Jonathan responds, guys. He responds with he'll respond and then he'll actually go check your channel out. I mean, obviously within reason, guys. Like if he doesn't, compute with your content, well, he's not going to compute with your content, and he's probably not going to follow you and subscribe and all the things. But again, it's not all about following people to get a subscriber to get a comment back. I get it when you follow these bigger channels. Like for example, who do I follow that everyone knows? I don't know. There's Diary of a CEO. Okay. Do you think the Diary of a CEO is actually going to come over and subscribe to my channel? Not likely. Do you think he's going to come over and watch my videos and give me a thoughtful comment? Not likely. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But I doubt it. So, anyway, yeah, as I said, Jonathan is like, he's living the dream. I don't actually know exactly what he does for a living, but I think he's a full time content creator. And he's just a cool guy. He's having a beer in Gran Canaria. Gran Canaria, guys, is in Spain. It's one of these Spanish islands that is kind of like to the side of Africa. You think it'd be Africa, but it's actually Spain, and they speak Espanol. And yeah. Anyway, so I'm doing shout outs this morning, guys. So let's go back to. Is there anyone else in the chat? I mean, I'm going to get to Gina next. Okay, let's go with Gina. So Heartly Happy is my friend Gina. So Heartly Happy Gina, we watched your live stream snake video. So I was saying on one of my lives the other day that my friend Miss Gina, which is Heartly Happy, and her son Jay were like, I was on a live with them, and her son Jay was like, "No way, I'm not going to Australia." So Jonathan, you'll laugh at this. Not in a bad like Gina. I'm not having a go. I'm actually just being funny, right? But Jonathan will get this because he's living in Perth, which is in Western Australia originally. Sometimes, so Jay, her son, they're from America. He's like, there is no way I'm going to Australia. Everything in Australia will kill you. Snakes, jellyfish, crocodiles, spiders. He has a spider fetish. So in Australia, we do have big spiders, but do you guys? I've never seen it. I mean, I've seen big spiders, but I don't have them in my house, right? Like, Jonathan, when you were living in Perth, did you have any big spiders in your house? Just so that Gina can hear that we don't live in spider infested houses. Like Susan. Susan's in the chat. Susan, do you have big spiders in your house? So I did a live at a snake show. I was at the Royal Brisbane Show, which is our state big fair. So a couple of lives in my live list. You'll see a live that says Venomous Snake Show. And basically, I asked the guy if I could video it first of all, and he said, "Yeah, please. More people that can, about snake awareness, the better, because it's not just about Australian snakes. It's about snakes in any country. Like America has lots of snakes too, rattlesnakes and all the weird things. We just seem to have a lot of them here in Australia. But again, I've never seen one in my backyard. I have seen one in my house though, just to freak you out a bit. It was a python. So pythons they don't bite you. But yeah, it was somehow coiled up in our garage. We had to call a snake catcher and he got rid of it. We do have chickens in our backyard. Since then, that was like, I don't know, 20 years ago. I haven't seen a snake since. Maybe they're there, they're just not showing their face. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Gina's. So Gina's channel is she really shows her family. So Gina has quite a big family. She's in America. She's in Georgia, in America, and she does a lot of lives and chatting with her family. Like she'll have her grandchildren, she'll have her son, just all her family there, and they're just having a chat. Like they're just on the sofa, like me, just on the sofa, having a chat, having a bit of banter back and forth, and just telling you about their day. It's it's quite entertaining, should I say? Like gone are the days that we watched Home and Away. You guys have probably heard of Home and Away in Australia, or Neighbours. They were big series that we used to watch every night on TV. People are watching YouTube now. Like people are watching like other people, real people, attainable people, not these big people on YouTube that have got a million subscribers. People are watching smaller channels that are they can put themselves in their place. Like they can feel like they're real people. Like you can pinch them and you can hug them. You can sit there and have a cup of tea with them, kind of thing. Or like for example with Jonathan, I could sit there and have a beer with him. Now, that'd be a bit weird. It's my morning. It's 7:18 a.m. on Friday. Oh, sorry, on Wednesday morning. It's Thursday probably night in Gran Canaria. So happy drinking, evening drinking. I'd love to go to Gran Canaria. Has anyone been to Gran Canaria? I mean, obviously, Jonathan has. Yeah, so Jonathan is Irish. I'd love, it'd be so cool if you could just come online and go, hello, in your Irish accent. I love Irish accents. So, Jonathan, I was talking yesterday in my live about a travel story because, I am a travel channel, but I'm at home in Redcliffe at the moment, walking along the beach, doing a live. But yeah, I was talking yesterday about how when I was in Mexico, I was in a 6-month holiday, a 6-month backpacking trip, and I visited Cancun because I used to live in Cancun, and I have lots of friends there. So I was in the middle of my trip, and I was kind of like budgeting my money because 6 months is a long time to travel, and I didn't have much money. I'm not a trust fund baby, and I don't have a sugar daddy. I am looking for a sugar daddy, but don't tell Diego, okay? Um, I've got green juice on my lips. Mm. So anyway, I'm in my trip, go down to the hotel zone because that's where I used to live in Cancun. And I was about to catch the bus down there, but I saw a little bar. And look, Australians love a beer, right? Irish love a beer, English love a beer. Hey, look, everyone loves a beer. I mean, if you're sober, I'm sorry, okay, but there's reasons. Look, everyone can do what they want, okay. I'm not saying that you have to drink, but in our cultures, some of us like to have a drink. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go have a beer, right? I'm in Cancun. I haven't been here for like many years. I'm gonna have a cheeky beer. I have a budget for a little bit of a beer. So I'm sitting there having a beer to myself. And then I start talking to an Irish guy because Irish guys like a chat, right? Right, Jonathan? So anyway, having a chat to this Irish guy, and he's like saying to me how he was a bit scared to go down to the hotel zone because he'd heard that people, there's a bit of a drug scene, cartel, could get shot. I'm like, hey, look, if you're part of the cartel group, yeah, you could get shot. But look, more than likely you'd be fine, right? You could go to the streets of Dublin and get shot. So anyway, so I take him down to to Cancun, to the hotel zone, and he wants to find a bar. And I said, look, I'll drop you at a bar because I've got to go on my way. I can't afford to, drink at a bar all day. Like I'd love to, but I can't. It's expensive, right? So I drop him to this bar, and it's a bar that I've always wanted to go to. It's a swing up bar. It's like a swing, like you got swings as seats. It's a palapas. It's by the lagoon where they've got alligators. Anyway, he goes, let me shout you a drink. And you know where this is going, Jonathan, right? Because like once an Irish guy shouts you a drink, you can't get away, man. So anyway, it turned out to an alcohol-fueled afternoon. This guy was harmless. He was older than me. He wasn't being a sleaze. I wasn't being a slut. I had a boyfriend at the time. I was literally just being a nice person, and he was being a nice guy. He knew that I didn't have the funds. He said, I'm shouting, like it's okay, I'm shouting the bill. He kept on paying the bill through the day. But it turned crazy afternoon of dancing on this bar, meeting lots of tourists, feeding the crocodiles. Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, that happened because I said I had a chat with an Irish tourist. I mean, it could have been any tourist and we'd have a chat, but like just it was an Irish. And because Jonathan's Irish, so I just thought I'd say that. Okay. You'd like to go to Ireland again. Oh my God. So when did you go to Ireland, Susan? So funny. So you know how yesterday I was on my rebounder telling my story, my Irish story? I was last night on my rebounder. And I don't know if you guys are the same. Do you watch your videos back? I have a lot of videos on my channel. Jonathan, do you watch your videos back sometimes? Maybe bits and pieces just to see what was going on. So, I mean, I haven't been doing YouTube for a long time, but I do have a lot of videos, right? So I happened to be watching a video and I was doing a live. Actually, I was watching my first live. That's what I was doing. Last August, a year ago, I did my first live, talking to myself. There was one person listening and then they went away, but I don't care, right? So here I am a year later. I think I've got 8 people listening. So I've moved up in the world. So anyway, I was doing a live and I was watching myself while I was rebounding on my little mini trampoline last night. And Diego walks past my partner. And in that moment, you're going to laugh, Gina. I said, I was talking about how I travel, how people think that I'm rich. I said, I'm not rich. I don't have, trust. I'm not a trust fund baby. I didn't get left an inheritance and I don't have a sugar daddy, but I'm looking for one. And then Diego walked past at that exact same moment. I said, don't tell Diego. And he's listening, goes, what the hell? I said, I'm just joking. But anyway, maybe you had to be there kind of moment. But anyway, I just tell things, I'm just having a joke, guys, okay? Australians like to have a joke, okay? About 20 years ago, you went to Ireland. So whereabouts did you go in Ireland? Let's talk about that. That kitty is so cute. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to start walking. Okay, so I'm going to have a bit of water first. Let me just pull out my bag of making sure that my keys aren't wet and my charger. Okay, they're right. They're good. Okay. Let's walk, guys. Okay. Getting my ankles bitten in a second. Alright, we're walking on the beach. More than likely, we're going to be picking up rubbish, guys. See ya, Jonathan. Yeah, I will one day actually edit a video and put it out. You'll know, you'll see it. Look, guys. We have a hand. Yeah, as I said, like, check out people's channels. Like, but watch some videos before you actually just subscribe, guys. Like, the thing that I've just done recently, right, guys, is, and I learned this, I don't know, some of you guys, you watch Tuber Chat? A guy called Kevin. He does a lot of lives, right? But his lives are about connecting people. But what I learned from his channel was to get a playlist and mark it to watch. So, for example, if I'm on a live and I see a channel that I think, oh, you know what, I should, like, their handle, sounds interesting, or they've, had a chat to me in the live, what I'll do is I'll go to their channel, I'll go get one of their videos, and I'll put it in my to watch playlist. I won't subscribe to them, guys. I'll literally just go and put them in to watch playlist, and then I'll go back later on and go watch their videos. Because what I find, right, when you jump on people's lives, people get a little bit trigger happy. Like they go, oh yeah, I've subscribed to you. But but you know, they haven't actually watched your videos, right? And then they'll forget about coming back and watching your videos because then they've subscribed to so many different channels. Okay, but like, you know, guys, it's okay if you want to, you know, sub for sub, do what you like. But I'm just trying to say from my point of view, because this is my channel, right? I have a point of view. And not that I'm a big YouTuber, right? Fucking far from it. But I've watched enough videos and, you know, watched enough human behavior that if you just subscribe to a million channels, doesn't mean they're going to come back and actually subscribe to you or even watch your videos. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, gosh. Okay, guys. I think we're just going to pick up rubbish today, guys. I thought I might go, you know, for a bit of a walk, but this is still exercise, right? I'm bending over. I'm doing a good thing for the animals. Yeah, so anyway, just throwing it out there that there's something that I've learnt to do. The guy Kevin was start a playlist called to watch, you know, channels to come back and watch. So when you've got some time, you actually, you know, give some time to these creators that, you know, you're subscribing to, or you're not subscribing to, I don't know. But like, I don't know whose channel I've just recently done. There's a few channels I've recently jumped on their lives, and they've actually suggested channels for me to check out. So I haven't actually gone and subscribed to them because there might not be channels I'm interested in. I'm just going to be honest. But I put them on my list, and then I'll go back when I've got some time, and I'll watch them. And if I like them, I'll put a comment, and I'll put a thoughtful comment. Go watch a couple more videos, and I'll subscribe, and tell them I subscribed. And then I'll take them off that list. That way, you know, I know that the rest of the people on that list are new people that I need to have, you know, check out and actually have a look at. So I actually, you know, get a lot of people in the chat even recommending channels to me. I love that. So they'll actually, like, for example, there's a guy called Matt Lawson. I don't know if he might jump on sooner or later, but he's in the UK. And he often will go to my videos and he'll actually put, hey Dora, this is a video you should check out, or hey Dora, this is a channel you should check out. Sometimes I like them and I'll check them out. Sometimes, I'm not so keen on it. But I've met some really cool people on these lives, and then they've introduced me to other really cool channels. But you know, if you don't actually go and watch videos of these channels, you don't know what kind of people they are. You know, there might be some really cool connections that you can make. Jazz! How you going, Jazz? Sorry, guys, I am very distracted today, guys. There's a lot of rubbish. I hate seeing rubbish on the beach. Oh, yeah. Because, yeah, it ends up in turtles. There's big turtles out there, guys, like giant turtles. Like 100-year-old turtles. And they're beautiful. And they're just, they eat rubbish off the beach. That's in the ocean. That's why it's on the beach now. So I can't help but have to pick it up, guys. Like, I'm so glad I've got a bucket today. If I didn't have a bucket, I'd be like trying to pick it all up and, oh my God. Okay, we're just going to chuck that in there. So my bucket's filled up again, guys. Okay, guys, I was supposed to be telling a travel story because Jazz inspired me. Okay, so, look, I know I should be looking at the comments, but, you know, I can't do everything in life. So I want to tell my travel story, guys, and which means I'm actually going to look at the chat because I actually want to tell the story. So I was saying to you before, I was inspired by my friend Jazz Nomad TV, which is in the chat, right? She's just there, Jazz, saying, hey, Dora. So I was saying that yesterday, my travel story, about strangers being, generous at the right time. When you're a budget traveler, it's a bloody good thing that people, and then you also exchange that. Like, you also help strangers too, right? It's not a one-way street. It's like karma. You put the karma, good karma comes back to you, right? So anyway, I was telling the story about how I met the Irish guy in Mexico. And yeah, anyway, I told that story yesterday when I was rebounding. So today's story is actually another one. And it's probably how I started traveling. And if I didn't have this experience, I don't know if you'd actually know me today, guys. So it's actually a pretty cool story. I probably shouldn't be walking, and I should probably give it a little bit more, like, so you can hear me properly. But I don't know. I think you guys can hear me okay. Anyway, let's just go with it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay? It's about me telling my story. And one day I'll watch this video back and go, oh my God, I remember that story. Okay, so I was traveling to Indonesia with my mum. So as I said, when I started the video, I'm half Indonesian, I'm half Australian. My mum is from Sumatra, one of the big islands of Indonesia. But most people know Indonesia as Bali. They think Bali is the only place in Indonesia. It isn't. There's many places in Indonesia, but Bali is just a tourist mecca, right? Like Tulum in Mexico. It's a mecca. So anyway, when you go to Indonesia, you have to fly from Australia, you have to fly through some country. So you can either fly through Denpasar, which is in Bali, Singapore, KL in Malaysia. You can't actually fly direct to Indonesia, to Sumatra. So I was, sorry, I flew to, flew through Indonesia. So let me just tell you a story. On my first trip to Bali, this is the same trip, but about a month later, I came back by myself. But first time I flew there, I was with my mum. I was about 18 years old. It wasn't the first time I'd been to Indonesia. I'd flown through Indonesia quite a bit, but this is the first time I'd been to actual Indonesia, like Bali. I was an 18-year-old with my mum, and my God, this would have been, oh my God, I'm 50 now. So, okay, we're talking friggin' 35 years ago. Bali was a different place, a very different place. It was chaotic, very chaotic. The streets were like madness, man. Like, the streets are still madness. But it was my first experience. I'd never really experienced this kind of level of hassle. Like, the people were like even touching me. They were like trying to grab my hand. And like, my mum's just like in Indonesian saying, leave her alone, like that kind of thing. And like, they were just trying to, sell me things. And like, I'm just like, oh my God, mum, this is full on. And like, I just said, mum, I can't handle this. I'm going back to the room. Like, they just would not leave me alone. They kept on grabbing me, and I just never experienced that kind of hassle before. And yeah, I just was like, no, I can't handle this, mum. I'm going back to the room. So anyway, I went back to the room. The next day, mum said, look, it's okay. That was just a bad day. Those people aren't there anymore. Let's go do something. So anyway, we went and did a bit of a trip around Bali. We hired a driver and we went around, right? And it changed, like, it was a good day. I saw a little bit more of the hassling, but it wasn't as bad as it had been that first day. It got a bit better. Or maybe I got used to it. So anyway, I went to Indonesia, to Sumatra, saw my family. That was all hunky-dory, And then, my God, I am picking up a lot of rubbish, guys. Like, there's just lolly paper after lolly paper. It's amazing how much chocolate gets chucked into the ocean, hey? Crap. All right, we need a bin. There's a bin up there. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so where am I at with the story? So I was coming back to Bali myself now. So this was actually my first actual experience solo traveling, guys. So Jazz, if you're still watching this, my first solo experience was 18, traveling through Bali, home to Australia, by myself. So, I had that experience already in Bali, where I locked myself in the room, but then I realized, it wasn't that bad. That was just how they are, right? I kind of figured out a little bit how it kind of worked. So it's a bit of a culture shock, right? I'm from Australia. It's so different here, right? So anyway, I'll continue on in a second, right? Let me just get rid of this rubbish. And I've got to do it. Okay, this is what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to put the phone down because I can't do this one-handed. How am I going to put the phone down? Okay, this is just going to be painfully slow. Oh, what I could do is like this. Can I do this? Make that open? My God, guys, she's a smart girl. She's a smart girl. Oh my God, look at my drinks. They're just covered in crap. Okay. So guys, you'll have to remind me where I'm up to in this story because I've got sidetracked, right? Oh no, my battery pack's going to be all yucky and disgusting. Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck. This is not a lovely walk this morning, guys. I've got to be honest. This is gross. Having to pick up all this rubbish. Oh, yuck. Okay. Now we need us. Okay, there's a thingamajig up there. Let's go wash all this stuff off again. Oh, Wayne. Sorry. Hey, Wayne, how you going? So, guys, we've also got Actually, I didn't actually completely introduce Jazz's channel, did I? I got sidetracked. Well, I started telling my story, didn't I? So anyway, while I'm cleaning my stuff. Oh, okay, hold on, guys. This is the only shower component here. Okay, just be careful, otherwise we end up having a shower. That doesn't stay on for very long. What the hell? Okay, we don't like this one. Oh, yes, we do. That stays on for a bit longer. I really want a drink of water, but it's now covered in rubbish. Like rubbish, waste, and ugh. It's probably not that bad, really, is it? I'm just over dramatising things. Alright, there we go. Probably don't need to clean that. I'm not going to drink any more of that. Let's do this. I had the doggy bag specifically for putting my keys and my battery pack in here because, oh shit, it's wet now too. Okay, this is what we do. We dry it on our pants because who cares? All right, I'm going to put it in my pocket. Keys. Oh, keys also yuck. So guys, look at my keys. I've got a little duck on there. I've never shown. Actually, I should have never showed Maddie that. So our friend Maddie, that sometimes is on the chat, she loves ducks. Shit, they're all wet and yucky too. Oh gosh. Okay, let's zip that pocket up. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm suffering here, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do too many things all at once, guys. It's probably something I should learn from that. All right. Okay. Now, if I go back on the beach, I can't help myself, guys. Okay. Let's have some water and let's contemplate what we're doing. Okay. Let's walk back the way we came. because that way I'm not being like bad by saying this, but like I keep on getting distracted, guys. Like there's a lot of rubbish on the beach, just pissing me off. Like, I mean, if I looked really closely, I wouldn't stop moving. Like there's just so much rubbish. I know that my fellow travellers behind me will be like picking up rubbish too. So let's leave them to pick up some rubbish while I can have a chat to you guys. Oh, can't help myself, guys. Sorry. Look at this, guys. Look at that. That's like when you wash your like you wash your dishes. So disgusting. So disgusting. To wash your teeth. Disgusting. Disgusting. Okay. You know what? You know I'm going to pick up more rubbish, so just chuck it in the bin. Chuck it in your rubbish bin and keep on walking. Okay. Right, guys, let's go back to. Oh, have I lost you guys again? Are you guys there? Am I there? I'm glad I haven't started my story. Let me know if I'm here. I've obviously lost everyone again. I'm still here. There you go. Oh my god. Okay. So the problem is the tide is coming up, guys. So even though I've walked this way, it's pushing more stuff up on the beach. I can't help it. Okay. Where was my story going? You heard my story. I haven't finished my story. Okay. Let's go back to my story. I was saying I ended up back. I had a great holiday in Indonesia. It's a Sumatra with my mum. And then, let's flip this around. And then I was in Bali by myself, 18-year-old Bali, by myself, solo. I think I had like maybe like overnight. I think I only had one night, right? I flew in that morning at lunchtime or something, that night, and then the next morning, lunchtime or something, I had to leave. So it's not like I was going traveling or anything in Bali. It was just like a stopover, right? Like Jazz is about to do a stopover in Palma, which is in one of the Mallorca in Spain. She's going to do a stopover, but she won't have accommodation because she's going to stop over through the day. So I had a stopover overnight. So anyway, I went back to the hotel that I booked. I had been with my mum, and like back 35 years ago, there's no internet booking, right, guys? You just turn up to the hotel, right? So I turned up to the hotel. I'd been with my mum before, and I booked in. It's a nice place. It's called Matahari Bungalow. Don't ask me why I remember that name because it's 35 years ago. I have been to Bali since, and it's still there. It's a really like a 2-star budget hotel. It's got a pool. It's quite nice. I mean, that's all you need, right? Anyway, I book in. We book in, and I book in, and I'm up the top. Like there's only 2 floors. I'm on the top, and I'm sitting outside my room, having like I wouldn't even be having a drink. I would have just been sitting there having a drink of water, right? Anyway, the guy next door comes out and sits on his balcony, and he starts having a chat. And I'm 18. I'm probably not anywhere near as confident as have a chat as I am right now. Because travel, I think, is my university, right? I didn't go to uni. I went to college for like 1 year studying accounting, which I hated. Can you imagine me as an accountant? People would lose their money. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so I say travel has been my university. Travel's been my like encyclopedia. Everything I've learnt about myself, the world, has been through traveling. And I'm not just saying overseas. Like you can travel down the road in your own country and learn things, right? About human behavior, about people, right? So, whoops. So anyway, here I am on the deck, having a chat to the stranger. He was from Africa. I can't remember exactly what country. I think it could have been Angola, from memory. It's a long time ago, guys. So anyway, he was a jewelry something. He said that he was coming to Bali to, like, something to do with jewelry. Again, I probably didn't ask that many questions. I was very shy, guys. The person I am today is not the person that was 18-year-old in Bali. Okay, I'm just saying I was very shy, very shy. So I'm having a chat. I probably didn't ask that many questions. I now ask a million questions. So anyway, he's like some jewelry something, okay? And he says to me, what are you doing? And I was being a little bit stranger danger. Like, I didn't tell him too much, right? Because I just didn't want to tell him too much, right? But he did, we got chatting for about an hour, right? And he goes, are you going out for dinner tonight? And I said, oh, yeah, I guess so. He goes, well, how about we go out for dinner together? And I'm like, like in my head, I'm like, what the hell? I don't know. Like, it wasn't like I was single. I was single, sorry. But I wasn't thinking I'm like here to pick up or anything like that, right? I was like, not at all attracted to this guy. I'm just like, I was probably more than anything a bit freaked out, like, oh God, like, a guy's asking me out, a stranger. I'm in a foreign country, I don't know if this is right or wrong. Am I being safety conscious for no reason? Is he a good person? Is he gonna, I don't know, right? But I say yes. Okay, where I'm going with this, I say yes. Okay, we've got a fishing line, not fishing line. We've got a fishing rod. So hey, Mike, let's go fishing, buddy. Okay, we're gonna chuck that away, guys. Or we could use it like this. We could just carry it for a little bit, okay? Because I'm sure in about half an hour we'll fill this up again. So, okay, where am I going? Okay. So I'm like, I just said yes, right? I'm 18. I'm probably dumb, okay? I'm like, okay. And he goes, well, where do you want to go? And you know where I wanted to go? I wanted to go to the Hard Rock Cafe. Because on my way over with my mum, I had this idea that, you know what, it'd be really cool to go to the Hard Rock cafes, because they're all around the world. 35 years ago, there was a Hard Rock cafe in every town, or pretty much every big capital. Not so much anymore. But wouldn't it be cool to go collect, the little pins that you badges, so to speak? Like, Bali has surfboard. In London City, London, they've got the London Bridge. In New York, they've got, I don't know, the Statue of Liberty. In Paris, they've got the Eiffel Tower. I actually have all those ones now, guys. But this is where it all started, right? So I said, let's go to Hard Rock Cafe, because on the way over, I walked past the Hard Rock Cafe, and I did look in, and I went, oh, I'd love to get one of those Hard Rock Cafe pins, but I didn't get one at the time, So anyway, I said to the guy, okay, let's go to the Hard Rock Cafe. He goes, okay, sure. And I said, okay, I'll meet you downstairs at the bar at, whatever time. So in my head, I'm like, I'm paying for this dinner too. Like, I'm not getting a free ride. And so we went down to the bar. Everything was fine. It's not like he gave me a kiss on the cheek and, it was a date or anything like that. So we walked to the Hard Rock, which is around the corner, right? And we have dinner. It's very civilized. We have a chat. And I think we had one drink. I had a Johnny Walker. Don't know why I had a Johnny Walker. But anyway, I had a Johnny Walker with Coke. I had one drink. I was very mindful that you don't get drunk with a stranger, right? Okay, well, hold on a sec, guys. Let's not get wet here. So, yeah, anyway, and then I said, oh, okay, well, I think it's time to go, because like I wasn't going to hang around and have a massive chat with a guy and get drunk, right? It's just not what I wanted to do. And he goes, and we went to pay, and he goes, no, I'll pay. I said, look, no, I'll pull out my own cash. He goes, no, it's okay, And I had been talking about how I'm going to collect these pins. He goes, okay, how about we do this? He goes, I'll pay for the dinner. You go pay for your pin. And I thought, okay, all right, sure. Thank you very much, And like I said, I didn't have a lot of money. Like, I was 18. I just started working where was I working? I was working at a gift shop at my local shopping centre. It's probably one of my favourite jobs. I don't know, Susan, have you ever heard of Granny Mays? I don't even think they're alive anymore. They're a gift chain, like a franchise. Granny Mays. They sold all the Looney Tunes and gift cards and gifts, basically. Anyway, so I'd been working there. I didn't have a lot of money. I think I was on a traineeship too, like where I had to go to college. I can't remember, completely remember the guys. But I didn't have a lot of money, right? So I just thought that's probably a nice thing to do. Like, just say yes. So I said yes. He shouted dinner, and then I went and bought my first Hard Rock Cafe pin, which was Bali, Hard Rock Cafe Bali, and it had a surfboard on it. And yeah, and then I went back to my room. I locked the door, and that was it. The next morning, he'd gone. Obviously he wasn't in my room, right? He was in the next door. He was gone, and that was it. That was before, taking Facebook, becoming Facebook friends or anything like that. But it was purely innocent. I mean, I didn't have to say yes. I didn't have to say, yeah, sure, I'll pay for my dinner. But I thought, fuck it. He wants to pay it. Let him pay. And then I went and bought my Hard Rock Cafe pin. So I don't remember the guy's name. Didn't get a photo. It was before those days of taking selfies or anything like that. But that guy, he was part of my journey, right? That was when I started, like, I wouldn't say that every guy that says, hey, do you want to come out for dinner, I would ever go out for dinner with. No, not at all. But it was just a situation that I said yes to, and kindness of stranger, kindness of a stranger to a young Dora starting out with her travels. Like, I couldn't have afforded to probably go out for dinner and also pay for that Hard Rock Cafe pin, but he didn't know that. But I was very much going to pay for my dinner. And it wasn't like I had a credit card, right, guys? And I couldn't ring my mum and say, hey, mum, can you spot me some money so I can buy a Hard Rock Cafe pin? I would have just went without, right? So, yeah, anyway. So Dora is Dora for many, many reasons. But that was probably the start of my Dora, the idea of, going to different countries. And, by that stage, I'd only been to like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. So I hadn't really, I'd been to 4 different countries, including Australia, because Australia is my first country. It's where I live. But anyway, I just thought it was a funny story. And it's in line to what I was talking about yesterday, kindness to strangers. And, that whole story might have been completely different if I didn't take the gamble to go back outside in Bali. Like, I was completely freaked out when I first got there. And I'm sure a lot of people don't like Bali because the locals, they call them hawkers, they hassle. But the reason why they hassle is because they want to sell you stuff. Like, that's their livelihood. They don't get salaries like us. They don't have social security like us. If in Australia, if you don't work, if you're unemployed, you get money from the government. If you're sick, you get money from the government. If you're older, you'll get money from the government within reason. But, like, Australia has a very good social system. I'm very proud to say that we have a very good social system. I'm very lucky and very grateful to live here. I could have been very much born in Indonesia. Like, I'm half Indonesian, right? My mum got married in Australia after meeting my mum in Indonesia. Sorry, meeting my dad in Indonesia. He was backpacking. See, my dad's a backpacker. Hence the daughter's a backpacker. Though my sister's not a backpacker. Or my other sister's not a backpacker. So, sometimes it rubs off on some child, not all children. Not for everyone, I've got to say. But what am I saying with this? Oh, I just lost my train of thought. I know I was on a rant, wasn't I? Yeah, okay, well, that's what I'm saying is that, like, the whole trajectory of that whole trip. Oh god, that's a poo bag. I hope there's no poo in. Oh my god, there's poo in that. I'm picking that up. That's a dog. That's a dog poo bag. It's got poo in it. Oh yuck. So glad I didn't pick that up. And I just, hey, lucky I have this stick. Hey, things happen for reasons, guys. Like I said, that trip to Indonesia, I could have just stayed in my room and went, nah, I'm not leaving. I'm never coming back to Bali. If I have to come back to Bali, I will just stay in my room. But you know, I went outside. I had a chat with a stranger. A stranger took me out for lunch or dinner, and we had a conversation, and that, you know, maybe changed my whole thoughts of travel. My whole travel identity might have actually just started in that point of, you know, that trip. So anyway, moral of my story is not talk to strangers. That's not the moral of my story. But I just said take gambles, not take risks, take calculated risks, but talk to strangers, because you just never know where that conversation can go. Does that make any sense, guys? Did that make any sense? Did we like that story? Was I just rabbiting on for rabbiting on? Or you're here to watch me pick up rubbish? That's okay. Or maybe you're here to just listen to the ocean waves, and that's okay too. Maybe you're here to have a chat in the chat, and that's okay too. We're all here for different reasons, right? So yeah, as a saying, when you travel, you meet some amazing people. You definitely do. You definitely do. And Mary's got, you meet the best people that way. Definitely, definitely. Oh, well, I don't reckon we've walked more than 2 kilometres today, guys. But you know, it's not always about how much you walk. Oh, guys, this stuff is really bad. This stuff is shit. This is that plastic cellophane. It breaks up, and animals eat that. It's plastic to the worst degree. Ugh, yuck, 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 yuck. So, guys, we've done a good deed today. You know, we've picked up rubbish. We've hopefully helped a few animals not eat some rubbish. I'm sure that, you know, but the problem is this happens every day, right? And there's probably more rubbish on the beach this morning, only because it's a bit overcast. So not too many people are out picking up rubbish. Oh, actually, guys, hey, Mike, are you still there, Mike? Let's see if that boat is still there. Oh my god. You know that boat that was on the beach that's been chopped up? I have a feeling it's probably nearly gone. But once we get past this little bit here, we'll see. Thanks, Mike, for saying it's a good story. Hey, Paul, how you going? So, guys, Paul D, Australia, because, you know, we're doing shout-outs today and in amongst travel stories. Paul, were you lurking in the background having lunch? Okay, guys, this is pretty gross, but this is the reality on beaches all over the world. Actually, that's actually an empty syringe. Oh, no, it's not. It's not empty. Thankfully, they put it back into the thing. Yes, syringe, guys. Probably why I should start wearing shoes more often on the beach. Just saying. Hey, yeah, so Paul D, were you listening? So, Paul, did you hear my travel story? I'm not going to repeat it, but did you hear it? How Dora became Dora? Well, the start of Dora becoming Dora, should I say? I don't know, whoever smokes, guys, please don't chuck your butts on the ground because that's where it ends up, on the beach. It's disgusting. If you want to smoke, that's fine, that's on you. But please don't chuck your butts on the ground. Just saying, it's not. It ends up in the ocean. It goes down stormwater drains. Look at them. There's more there. There's more there. There's more there. Oh my god, there's heaps. Ugh, I'm not picking that up. It's gross. I should wear gloves next time. Okay, Paul wasn't there, but that's all right. Don't worry. It doesn't matter. I was just having a ramble, Paul. You know what I do. Anyway, but I've been doing shout outs, right? I've been talking about everyone's channel. And if I haven't talked, if I've missed you in the chat, just, put your. I'm not going to, fast forward the chat and have a look because I just can't. I've got one hand carrying a bag, a bucket full of rubbish, and the other one's holding the phone. So I can't actually. Does that bounce? Oh, it does too. Oh, good. Oh, cool. Someone fishing, Mike? Mike, you love fishermen? There you go, someone's fishing. Okay, we have another syringe. God, we're having a good day, guys. We've got a. Okay, that's actually a syringe that's like the empty ones or one that hasn't been opened. That's a good thing. Chuck that away. Okay, we will eventually get around the corner here, guys. I told you I would fill up the bucket really fast. And I'll do a shout out to Paul in a second and whoever's else in the chat. Just if you actually put a comment soon, I will. Oh my god, he's dead. It's a dead crab. And no, I won't pick up the crab because it's been probably sitting there. I don't want to risk getting, some kind of sickness from the crab because if it's been in the sun, make you sick. All right, we need another bin, guys. Okay, let me see if I can fast forward in here to see if I can show you the beach up ahead. Well, I don't think I'm going to walk up there, right, guys? I think the boat is gone. There's a little bit of the boat left. Yeah, guys, I think the boat has pretty much been taken away. There's a big bit heavy, like I don't know what you call the steel bit of the boat, the hull, I don't know. It's still on the beach, but the rest of it, all the wooden stuff was chopped. The other day we were walking past it and it was all cut up. That's all been taken away. So that's good. So yeah, not much left. He had 28 days to do it. That's been a week. So again, strangers helped him do that. That's amazing. I think that's amazing. Okay, guys, let's take our rubbish to a bin. Actually, we won't go this way. About to walk past a homeless guy. I just didn't want to show you that, guys. I mean, I didn't want to film him. That's what I meant. Because, homeless people have their own rights. All right. I forgot to zoom back out. There we go. All right. Let's get this rubbish into the bin. I don't know if everyone's counting. That's probably been about the third. This is my third rubbish pile today. And we've only walked a bit down the beach and back. We didn't even walk all the way down to Lavender's Rock. So yeah, a bit of rubbish today. I mean, I guess it's really windy out there and yucky, so it just pulls all the rubbish in. But I guess it's better on the beach than in the ocean, right? All right. Do we keep the ball? I'm gonna keep the ball there. Just someone might pick that up, and some kid might want that. Reuse and recycle, right? Oh, that's right. I've got to be careful. There's that bloody syringe. I forgot about that. Shit. Oh, that's it there. Okay, good. There is a bit of a risk when you pick up rubbish, guys. Like you really do have to be careful. I probably should be a little bit more aware and probably not be so distracted on a live. I hear you guys. I probably shouldn't. But okay, that I only had two needles, so they're gone. They're in the bin, so I'm safe. Alright. Got a whole lot of sea glass in there that's all manky. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. We'll leave that ball there. There's a tap over here to wash our hands and wash our bottle for the third time so we can have at least a drink of water. So, Paul, what's on the agenda today? Paul's in Victoria, guys. Okay, that's right. I was doing shout out of Paul. Okay. Okay, this is the problem with this one. Okay, let's hold this down at the same time. Oh, the water bottle's kind of clean. Okay, there we go. Alright. So yeah, I was going to give Paul a shout out. So Paul D Australia, he's from Victoria. So Susan, that was just on here before, High Country Homestead. She's also from Victoria. They actually used to live nearby each other, but they didn't know each other, obviously. So Paul used to live in the Alpine region of where Susan lives. So when Susan's talking in the chat about things, he knows what she's talking about, which is pretty cool. Paul has lived in quite a few destinations. He actually used to live in Papua New Guinea. Fun fact: Papua New Guinea for back in the 80s to the 90s. So a good maybe 10, 12 years, I think. Paul can fill in the gaps there. Yeah, so he used to work and live over there. So a lot of his experiences are yeah, from different cultures, which is really interesting, right? Because I think, like I was just talking before, that university has been my travel. Like I didn't go to university, but travel's been my university. Like travel down the road, even in Australia, there's things to be learnt from just watching human behaviour, going to different country like towns. You don't actually have to go overseas to be, to learn about different countries and cultures and about the world. But anyway, so Paul D Australia posts a lot of stuff about where he lives. So he lives on an island called Phillip Island on the south coast of Australia. So if we go that way, that's north. That we'd go to Great Barrier Reef if we went that way. Like we've got to be driving for about 6 or 7 hours first. We got to the bottom of the reef, and then the top of the reef is a Cairns, right, which is about a 12-hour drive. So it's far. If we go this way, south, we'd have to drive for about probably 14, 16 hours to get to where Paul is at the bottom of Australia. It's far, guys. It's far. I've never actually driven that far. I've driven as far as Sydney before. But anyway, Paul D Australia does a lot of walking. He likes to videotape nature. He videotaped some pelicans. I videotape one or two pelicans on the beach sometimes. He has to one up me, and he videos like thousands of pelicans, not thousands, maybe there's 100 of them. We're very sarcastic to each other in a good way. We're not having a go. I'm just having, cheerful banter with Paul. So Paul gives it back too, just as much. So Paul has a sense of humour, love a sense of humour. why be serious, guys? Like, there's a lot of time to be serious, like taxes and stuff like that. Boring shit. Like, you should actually enjoy your life. He enjoys his life. He loves his life. He does 2 walks a day most days down in, yeah, Victoria. He does a bit of travel too, so you'll sometimes see him showing videos of where he was in Thailand or different countries. Hello, Seagull. He's a great supporter too, so if you support him, he'll support you. But again, don't sub him just because you want to sub him for a number, because he's not silly. He won't just sub for sub. He'll actually want to sub you if he likes your channel, right? If he likes your channel and he, you support him. So again, be a good human. Don't just sub for sub. Check out someone's channel, watch their video, give them a nice video, like nice comment. Don't just say, like number 35, I subbed you, waiting. Like, that is the weirdest comment I've ever heard, right? Like, what are you waiting for? Because I'm not waiting to go see your channel, really? Because you didn't even watch my channel to start with. Well, maybe they did, and that's just what they think is good communication. Maybe they're from another country. So, maybe, if you want to check out their video, maybe that's what they do. They can't speak English. I can't speak a lot of languages. So, I'm the dummy. So, but just in general, yeah. If you'd like to check out his channel, check him out. If you want to sub him, sub him. He'll check you out if he wants to check you out, right? And I think there was Wayne. Oh, there's Maddie. Hey, Maddie, there's something I wanted to show you. So Paul's currently looking at going to Bali next March. Ooh, la di la. That's cool. Have you been to Bali before, Paul? Maddie, I have never showed you this, but I've got little ducks on my key rings, and I've never showed you. Quack quack, Maddie. Quack quack. See the little one, and then the little yellow one. I thought you'd like that, Maddie. So that brings me to Maddie's channel. So Maddie is the one that I'm just showing my duck to. So she's just changed her channel name. Her name used to be Maddie Duck Lover or Maddie Duck Mother. Had duck in her name, so she loves ducks, all right? That's why I showed her the duck. So she does she's from America. She's from you're from Arizona. She's from Arizona. I think she's from Sedona, I think. So Arizona, the middle of the desert in America. Maddie shows you diamond art. I don't know if anyone knows what diamond art is, but I met her through Mel Runs Things, which her now channel is Relaxing with Mel. She's from New Zealand. So she also does diamond art. So when I jumped onto Mel's page, she was doing a diamond art live with Maddie. Maddie was doing a live also at the same time. I don't know how they were doing it. They had different cameras and stuff. But that's how I met Maddie. And Maddie just had this funny laugh, like, those infectious laughs that you just like, you can't not like, right? So, of course, I went and checked out her channel, right? And she's got this infectious laugh. She's great fun. She's got this great energy. She loves ducks. So, she's doing her diamond art and she's got ducks all lined up. So, she likes ducks. I like ducks, right? So, she likes animals in general. So, when I'm doing my lives, she often sees the pelicans and she just goes crazy. I show a duck, she goes crazy. And crazy's a good thing. Like, crazy is just enjoying your life. So it's not crazy like she's like mental. I'm like, she's crazy because she has fun. And to me, people like that are infectious. You want to be around them, you want to know them. So yeah, Maddie. So Maddie and I are good friends. I jump on her lives, she jumps on my lives. Maddie doesn't show her face. So, and that's okay. Not everyone wants to show their face. I get that. I mean, I show my face, I don't care. But everyone is different, right? And also, there's bullying online. People bully people, say nasty things. Not everyone has thick skin. So anyway, that's Maddie's channel. Is there anyone else in the chat? Did I see my mate Wayne? Wayne, I've got to do a shout out to you too. I'm sure you're in the chat there somewhere in the background. Wayne is custom screen printing. So anyway, even if Wayne's not here, so you guys did see Wayne in the chat before. So Wayne is custom screen printing. So he actually does custom screen printing, like the old school way, like on a print press. So he bought one and he prints people's logos on their t-shirt. So like, for example, Jazz made some shirts up, but I think maybe Jazz, you sent them away to get done. But he actually has like a press, and he like gets the shirts and he presses them. So very old school. I think people pay him to do that. Maybe one day when I'm a big YouTuber, I might get some little slogans going. One of my slogans at the moment is "Let go, let's go, let's go." So you see me using that a lot. So that's why I'm starting to say that a lot. Because one day I'm going to have a slogan that says "Let's go, let's go on an adventure, let's go to the beach, let's go see the sunrise, let's go have fun, let's go live my life, right? Let's go have some fun." So anyway, Wayne, I met him on Kathleen's channel, so Kathleen's Place. So everything's interlinked, right? We all meet each other through different ways and sources, right? So yeah, I was on a chat with Kathleen. He jumped on the chat on the live, and so I got to meet him on the live, but not live. And he said, "Hey, I follow you already, Dora." I went, "Oh, right, okay, cool." So anyway, he said, "Oh yeah, your last video was you're on a bus in Samoa." I went, "Oh yeah, cool." So that's a video to watch, guys. If you've not watched that video, it's me comparing a public bus in Samoa to the song by the Venga Boys, because they have in the Venga Boys video, they have this big school bus, the American school buses, and in Samoa, that was one of my last countries I visited. I was on a local bus, and it looks like a school bus, so I just compared it to the Venga Boys song. Anyway, you check out that video. It's only a 10-minute video. It's in my video list. Check it out. Watch it. Give me a nice comment. That'd be lovely. If you got some time, that'd be lovely. But yeah, Wayne. Back to Wayne, not me. So Wayne, I went and checked out his channel because obviously I made friends with him on the chat. He's followed me, so I thought, okay, I better go check him out because I don't even know who he is. So went and looked at his chat, his videos. He hasn't posted anything in 4 years, but he does lives. So I happened to be on the next day. I happened to be scrolling through YouTube as we do, and yeah, he was on a live. So I jumped on and said hello, and he goes, "Hey Dora, do you want to jump on the live?" And I went, "Oh well, I'm lying in bed. Why not?" Yeah, sure. So anyway, he doesn't use StreamYard. He doesn't use YouTube to upload. He used, I don't know the name of it. He used something else, so I had to kind of join that and join this and that. I didn't pay for anything, guys. I'm not paying for anything to stream, but I jumped on it. It was interesting. So anyway, finally, half an hour later, I jumped on, and so here I am. I'm on a live with Wayne, where the day before I'm on a live with Kathleen, and he jumped on the live. Very, very weird world we live in, right, guys? And then he's telling me on the live about all these channels that I should go check out, Australian channels, because like I'm Australian, right? And there's in our chat we've got Paul, and we had Susan. Susan's not here anymore. But I don't generally have a lot of people from Australia follow me. Like we had Jonathan on the chat before. He was living in Perth, but he's Irish, so he doesn't count, right? He's living in Gran Canaria anyway at the moment. Actually, that's a channel you want to chat. So Jazz is obviously a fellow of mine. We've already given Jazz a shout out. She's my soul sister. We talk about how we need to find other travel channels to build more community around the travel community. I'm not saying that you guys aren't part of my community. You are, but I'm like, I am a travel channel. I need to find other travel channels too to have fun with, right? Like Paul's a travel channel, Jazz is a travel channel, Mike Sparks is an adventure travel channel, Susan, High Country Homestead is not a travel channel, but I love off-grid living, so I'm going to follow her. You guys in the chat, like Maddie, I might not do diamond art, but I do follow it. I love it. It's cool. I'd like to try it. I'd like to do a duck one day. But like I said, we're trying to find more travel content creators. So Jazz, in my chat before, I don't know if you were listening in the background, there was a guy called Jonathan. I can't remember, Jonathan and Louis. I can't remember the name of the channel. I just forget these things. But he was a really good channel. A lot of you guys made friends with him. But yeah, he does a lot. He's a full-time content creator, which obviously a lot of people, strive to want to be. But in realistic mode or realistic life, it's not something that everyone can do. So Jazz and I have been talking about wanting to be part-time content creators, because we're part-time doing this, right? So I have some crazy ideas going off in the background. I'm not going to talk about it right now. Because that's right, I was talking about Wayne. Oh my God, why do I turn things into myself? Anyway, so Wayne, yeah, so Wayne introduced me to a whole lot of channels. So I put them, remember I told you guys how I don't just sub someone straight away because I haven't watched their videos. I'm not alive. How can I sub someone and I'm never going to remember that I subbed them and never watch their videos, right? So I actually put them in my playlist called To Watch Later, and then I'll go back and watch those channels. And then if I like the channel, give them a comment, then I'll sub them, right? But until then, they're in my little playlist that says it's private, to go back and watch. So anyway, yeah, so Wayne introduced me to his brother also. His brother jumped on the live, and then his brother subbed me. And since then he's been on a couple of my lives. His name's Dave. So a couple of you guys might have met him in the last couple of days on my lives. So anyway, yeah, like what comes around goes around. Make friends with people. You know, it all comes back, right? So guys, I think I'm going to go because I've been rabbiting on for like, you know, a good, what have it, 121 minutes. What's that? Freaking a long time, okay? I've been rabbiting on for 2 hours, guys. Shit. Okay. Oh yeah, Paul D's just put, hey, so Jazz, Paul's just dropped the link there. Travel by Jonathan and Louis. Travel by Jonathan and Louis. That's the channel name. So yeah, Paul, you obviously follow him too. Love Jonathan. So Jonathan, so Paul, you would have been not online then when he was there, but he's like, oh yeah, having a beer while I watch your Dora. He's in Gran Canaria at the moment. He's going to be there till Christmas, he said. What a life, hey? I look on his channel and I go, like, this is the thing about YouTube. Like, you can look on a channel and you just get lost in a different world, right? You know, like, I haven't watched his videos lately, so I can't tell you what his latest video is about, right? So I will remind myself now to go check out his videos. But I'm sure they're probably about Gran Canaria. So Gran Canaria is an African island, not African, it's off the west coast of Africa. I would have thought it was African, but it's Spanish. It's really weird. It's right next to Tenerife, Gran Canaria, and there's another one that starts with L. Lazatza? I don't know. There's 3 islands right there. They've used their big timeshare islands back in the day. That's why I know where they are. Because a lot of my timeshare friends used to live there and sell timeshare. So I'd like to go there. It's a very volcanic island too, especially Tenerife. I've heard that on Christmas Day, so winter time is Christmas time obviously in Europe, but you can go, it's starting to rain guys, this is good timing. So in winter time in Tenerife, on Christmas Day, you can be on the beach. It's beautiful and hot because it's like kind of African weather, right? It's hot. Then you go up the mountain for lunchtime and it's snowing. I think that's really cool. So that's why I've always wanted to go to Tenerife, is because I want to experience, you know, lying on the beach for breakfast and then going up the mountain and playing in snow at lunchtime. I think that'd be really cool. Anyway, we really didn't need a raincoat today, but we did need it because we had to carry our battery pack. Hey, Paul. And listen, Paul, keys. So, guys, I want to finish off with my thank you for the entertainment. Thanks, Mike. Thanks. I'm glad you're entertained. That's what I do. I plan to entertain. Let me just put you down there for a second. I want to finish off with my Be Happy card that I drawed at the start. It's a really good card. I want to read it out to you guys. Ugh. Okay. So be happy. I open this at the start. It says, life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Have a read of that. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Read that out again. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. So I'm not perfect and I'm wonderful. Jazz is not perfect, she's wonderful. Mike, you're not perfect, but you're wonderful. You don't actually have to be perfect to be wonderful. Like, you know, people put things off because they think, oh my God, you know, that's not all lined up. I can't do that yet because that's not done, you know, that's not perfect. And then they don't do things. So, you know, take a gamble. You don't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Things don't have to be in complete order to go do those things. Just do them. Anyway, that's my little
rant for the day. Take it or leave it. Run, Forrest, run. It's raining. It's raining. I made a paper. Shit, I'm getting wet. All right. Shit, it is raining now. So when I've come back to the car, I have electrolytes because I'm looking after myself. Because when I was doing that 30K walk and I was training, I wasn't looking after myself properly. Not that I drank much water back then, not that I did much walking, but still, I'm having one thing of electrolytes a day just for healthy well-being. And I actually think, guys, not giving myself a plug, but I am giving myself a plug. I actually think when I actually have electrolytes every day, like once a day, my skin looks a lot better. My wrinkles, because I do have wrinkles, they're there, are much better, as in less, if that makes any sense. Because electrolytes, and I'm not selling anything, guys, just if you want to take my advice, take it. If you don't, I don't care, it doesn't matter. And like disclaimer, I'm no anyone, I'm just telling you my experiences. But yeah, electrolytes, I have a powder I buy from, local places, right? It puts the electrolytes back in your body, minerals that you deplete by peeing. I pee a lot because I drink a lot of water. So, drinking a lot of water is great for hydration, but you actually need to put the minerals back in. So that's why I have electrolytes. So electrolytes can help you, your skin feel better, look better, lines not be so visible. Anyway, yeah, I like to talk about lines, right? So anyway, good to see you carry a power pack now. Yeah, I know, Paul. Guess who told me that one? So that was Paul. Paul was like having a go in a good way, saying like, I'm always run out of battery. So I'm like, if I do these long walks, I run out of battery. And he's like, why don't you carry a power pack? Why don't you carry a backpack? I don't listen to everything because I don't carry a backpack, right? But I put the power pack in my pocket. And I have used it sometimes because I have this thing that I've been cutting out in the middle of a live, and then you guys are getting into the chat and then suddenly I disappear. Okay, anyway, I'm about to disappear anyway. Looking good. Oh, thanks, Paul. I'll pay you later for that comment, okay? No, but I'm going to take that comment and go, thank you, Paul. I feel good too. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day wherever you are in the world. Paul, enjoy your walks today. It's raining today. I don't know what I'm going to do. Actually, I said I was going to go platypus chasing today because if my client rang up sick, in the middle of our live, I could see the messages drop through saying, my mum said I can't go to work today, so maybe I'm not working today. I don't know. So we'll see. It is raining, so I probably shouldn't go platypus chasing. But you know me, if I'm going to go visit my mum up in Mullaney, I'm going to go platypus chasing. Whether it's raining or not, I'll put an umbrella up. Will I have a live? Probably. Am I crazy? Probably. Do I care? Not really. Okay, see you guys.